I love how they animated those three in the center all in one. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Legend of the Galactic Heroes, ginga, eiyuu, densetsu, Gaiden. Where this is episode 3 of the Duellist. Thoughts?
Again, with these episodes, is not whether or not the main character or characters will survive. It's more of how it all goes down. It's not the who, but the why and the how. You know, I'm not. By this time, I'm not terribly afraid of the character. I mean, the character could get injured. That could happen. Although, we have to go to civilians, I guess, to see who's new.
No, there's plenty of new characters on
all
three sides of the board.
There was a new character. He's dead. We have the person that killed him. We have the nobles that came out as well.
The fun of watching a lion be followed.
That's not the lion, but a bunch of nobles. Sabine, Christine, and this guy doesn't have a name.
Does not. I mean, do you remember what his name is?
No.
Okay. Well, then maybe they didn't say it.
Yeah. I mean, he's pitching his daughter to be the next mistress of the emperor, so...
no.
Yeah.
No.
That's the whole point.
No.
No?
No. Yeah, you completely misread that scene.
Okay.
You thought he was worse than he actually was.
I mean, eventually, I think that was the whole point.
No. He was pitching her as the next empress.
And how do you become an empress? Through marriage, right?
Yeah, no, that's not how that works. How do you become an empress? You be daughter of the emperor, and then he dies. It's how you become the empress.
I don't think that he's pitching to become himself the emperor. I don't think he's
No, he's not. That's why he doesn't say anything about that. That's not what they said.
Okay, what did they say?
Oh god, she's going to be the next Kaisera, except the only competition is another noble's daughter that's also in line. It's not the same conversation as about God. What the? How do you say her name? Banmude, because it's a different conversation. That's why they talk about the stillborn daughter thing. That if she had the daughter of the emperor, that daughter would also be in line. But then some doctor fucked that up, maybe on purpose. And my thought in that moment was, hey, wasn't Glacier a doctor? Could her closest assistant actually be the one who's fucking everything up?
On the orders of the emperor, no less?
I don't know if it's the emperor. I don't think he cares.
I mean, I think he would care to have progeny.
Also, the conversation that he's having at the same time is that any male child that he would have, say, with Grunwald, would automatically usurp any of the daughters' claim to the throne. So Sabine would be automatically put out of the line if he had a male child with anybody. So it's not about any of these concubines that he is surrounding himself with. He's not a threat of getting married. I don't think he cares.
So Sabine is a daughter of the emperor?
You're still on the board, right?
Yeah.
You don't see the blue lines? You climbed all the way from the bottom to the top, and he didn't go one step further. Because that's what they say. That's the entire reason I even added Frederick the Fourth to the board, because he wasn't here before. I had to go back and get his creepy, possibly imagined Siegfried memory.
But
But yeah,
he's being
that was the
oh, he's
entire
being
point of
raised.
that whole conversation that was going on.
She's being raised by her mother, and this guy. I thought this guy was the dad, but apparently I was mistaken.
I think he is the dad.
Stepdad?
It might be a no, I think it might be a generation thing. No. I let's see. Let's figure this out. She is
There was
she. No, I'm hold on. I can feel like I'm on the edge and I'm gonna lose it if I if I listen to something. Obviously she is in the line, and she would not be in the line if there was a male heir, which would then have to mean that he is not the son of Frederick, which must mean that she must be the daughter of Frederick.
Mhm. Or well, it could be another thing because sometimes what happens is if there are no direct heirs from the king, in the case the emperor, then the next closest in line would be like a niece or a nephew, right?
Well, I mean, that's
So
pretty sure that's what's
he
going
might be
on.
might be the brother to Frederick the Fourth.
I don't think so, because then you'd think it would go to him.
No.
They said if there was any male heir whatsoever.
Well, yeah, but remember, if he's the brother of Frederick, then it goes to the heir, so it might go to Sabine because but he didn't take the throne, so he's like standing beside it, so it doesn't go laterally
Well, he wouldn't take the throne
necessarily.
because it wasn't available to him. It would only be
Exactly,
available to him once the Kaiser actually dies, and in which case he is the male heir apparent
but
versus the female.
he might not outlive his brother, which means then it would fall on
No, but in
Sabine.
our hypothetical where the Kaiser dies and he's still alive,
Mhm.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Because he's not saying, "Yeah, I plan to kill the Kaiser in a double suicide." He's not like we're both going out at the same time, and that's when she's taking the throne. Unless I think her name was Elizabeth. He name drops the other girl, but she's not there, so I don't know. Um, yeah, the only
or
rule
what
that
might
we know here that he said out loud was that if another male is in line, the male gets it, no matter how old. So,
or she might be a daughter in a very similar situation to Enrose, where Cat Christine at some point was the emperor's lover, essentially,
no,
concubine.
that could be.
And then
If we
after
assume
she,
the whole Benamude thing,
yeah,
Benamunde thing, that could be. I don't know. Uh,
and then of course once that happened, and that this actually did happen with when many kings, and it's like they would marry off their concubines, their girlfriends to other men. It's like, okay, you marry that guy, right? And so he is actually the stepfather of Sabine, right? And he would accept because that puts him in association with the emperor, right? He's sort of like the the person designed to raise her just in case, right?
I mean, in my
Um,
mind, what I was going with was that Christine was the daughter of the emperor, and that this guy married her, and then they had this kid Sabine. But what I couldn't parse is, okay, if that was true, then why wouldn't it go to Christine if the emperor died and there was no male
exactly.
apparent? Yeah. So what you're saying makes sense, but it puts Christine in a different light. I guess also he would have dropped her for giving him a
Yeah,
female heir and not a
yeah.
male heir.
Hmm.
Anyway, that's why I have the blue line going to here, all the way across, because I'm not exactly sure who he's related to just right now.
Yeah.
I just know that she's in line to be Empress, so.
So we have Hexheimer, which we heard from the last episode when they first met. No, the first episode of this series, of this run. But we hadn't seen it till now. And he's all kinds of sketchy. He's like, I'm like, oh God, I want to. He has such a punchable face.
Anyway,
Mhm.
convoluted, board, because,
Yes,
well, no,
nobility.
I mean to say, because the problem here is that I'm not going to do this I'm going to describe it. The board is too large to do. Hexenheimer, if you follow one of these green lines down, they go to the assassin, because he hired the assassin, not knowing he's assassin, thinking he's a duelist. That other green line would go back up to, or no, that other green line from the assassin goes to Glacier, who hired him, but they're trying to hide the association between assassin and Benamunde, so there's no green line attaching those two together. So that green line from Glacier to Benamunde is, if you're looking up here at the nobles, who seems like these two have no connection together whatsoever, yet are connected by various other characters.
Yes.
Which is why you have to pay attention to all parts of the board to understand character relationships.
Now, I want to talk. Do you put the captain that showed?
Not a captain.
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant what?
Lieutenant, Lieutenant Commander? Yeah.
Yep, I did actual research on
Cornelius Lutz.
I had to figure out what their rank was. I actually did research on what their fucking uniforms mean. It's a combination of the stripes on the shoulder and the fucking thing on the chest. Because you might realize Reinhardt has like a crook on his chest, whereas this guy has like a W sort of a insignia thing. There's a difference between mismatched W's in the pauldrons and matching W's and pauldrons and crooks and pauldrons and basically a number of things on the uniform come together to tell a person's rank on sight.
Yeah, I can see it. And the different people have different.
Well, I mean, you can see it because on Lutz and the captain from Mutineer both literally have the same outfits.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about comparing with other ranks. So it's like, they have like tassels and they have different chest symbols and what have you. So,
well, it's somewhat unhelpful that some of these images are from further back. Like my image of Reinhardt was from before all of his promotions, which is why it doesn't match with Fugenberg, who died in his rank.
I think that's about it, unless we forgot anybody. Down below, we have the duelist who's dead. We have the assassin who is not, but got wounded in the hand, though.
Well, yeah, wounded. Probably got grazed.
That seemed pretty significant. Like it
made him drop his gun. I mean, it's an act of shock. Goldschmidt is like the best duelist, remember? So he's not going to actually hurt anybody.
Yeah, but he couldn't be the greatest duelist anymore because he's dead.
Right.
Because that's why the phrase.
I think when you add the word is, I think when you add the word is, it implies something further than what I was saying.
And okay, so I just corrected it. The thing, the part you missed was that when I corrected that is that he can no longer be the greatest duelist out there because he's dead. That was the whole point.
Arguably, he could still be the greatest duelist.
No, he can't be.
He could be. I mean, there could be no match, right? You can still be the greatest duelist in history if no one ever matches to your accomplishments. He wasn't killed specifically via duel. The assassin fucking assassinated him.
Now, are you saying that he's the greatest duelist of all time compared to other records? But contemporary. Okay, there's two things. Like, the historical record, and then there is the contemporary record, meaning that if you were the best ever and you get killed, whoever happens to be second happens to be now become the best because they're alive and best. Now, if you were to take, say, historical perspective, and the second never beat the record of the first, then the person retains that record until broken, right?
I think when you have to start adding descriptors to make yourself the best, then you're probably not the best.
It's just providing.
I'm the best duelist in the room.
Oh, that could be true.
Yeah, right now I am the best duelist here.
Yes, I'm not denying that.
Yeah. See?
But
you have to start adding that shit. People are going to notice.
unless your job is not being a duelist, in which case it's irrelevant.
No, literally. Like, I'm also the best president in this room.
Are you a president?
Doesn't matter. I'm the only person in
No,
the
it
room.
does
It's
matter.
literally all descriptors fall upon me comparatively to all other people in this room right now. I am the best president.
Except you cannot be the best at something if you're not that thing to begin with.
I have
In other words,
at least some of the qualifications to be president.
are you the leader of organization?
Well, technically, yes.
Were you elected to that position?
Sure.
A vote of yourself is not
It
count
is.
as
It's a vote of
it doesn't.
confidence.
You might be confident in yourself. It's not a vote of confidence.
Well, to be
Other
fair,
people
when the
have to vote
voting
of
base
confidence.
is also one, I'm pretty sure I can vote for myself. Once again, all qualifications are to who is the best comparatively to everyone else in this room. I'm the best astronaut in this room. I'm the best science fiction writer in this room. I am the best president of the United States in this room. All right, well, I think this has gone on long enough. Let's go ahead and get on into it. I mean, it's not a bad way to get past needing music for your show. Is just to use classical music.
True.
Because that's all these are. They're all just classical music picks. I think.
I mean, the beginning and endings are their own original songs. So
Are they? Oh, never mind. Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about the
background music in the entire show is
No,
very
I'm sorry.
much.
I'm trying to tell if that was a brass, woodwind, or a string instrument. Not this now. The very opening. I can see that being like I don't know. I can't place it.
An aria?
No,
No,
the very beginning. The
intro, yeah. It's a yeah.
I can't
And then
tell if
they cut
that's
to this,
again brass, woodwind, or stringed.
Seems like a whole orchestra, so yeah, more than just one.
No, very specifically the da-na-na part.
Yeah.
I know I'm doing like a violin
Really?
or a oh yeah, what's the tall one? Do you do sideways?
Cello.
Right. I don't think it's one of those. It's too
No. Cello is a bit
I guess
more
you
of a
could
bass
high
to me.
pitch it, but yeah. I just can't imagine it being a brass or a stringed. I guess it could also be a woodwind if I'm going to include brass into that one.
The musicians in chat, please elaborate or explain.
Still January, I assume. Yep, there we go.
And yet, it's January, but here we don't see snow or winter.
You
We
literally
see
do.
what
One, it was snowing literally last episode. Also, there's snow melting on the ground right there.
Well, it's melting pretty quickly for January. Also, this duel is in this episode, I guess, and
that's literally what you were arguing last episode.
Yeah, in which there's an aftermath, I guess.
Wow, he must be Elizabeth's dad.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, the guy.
Mm-mm. Oh, we have maths people too.
So many superheroes in the audience. Yeah, that's how I describe death.
Yeah.
1
Minor
minuscule
inconvenience.
inconvenience.
I mean, with someone else's, yes.
客席に手を振るぐらいの芸はないのか見てみよう観客もしらけておるぞ後で申しておきましょう
You know, with all the nobility around, I don't see any safety, any protection. I know you only get one shot, but that's like enough to assassinate somebody in the audience.
So it's gonna be swords first? I thought it was gonna be guns.
No. It's guns, swords, then boxing. Don't remember? We had this whole talk about it.
Oh, so they're bringing all the weapons.
Yeah,
You know, the
that's what you
box
do.
has a gun.
Yeah. They even talked about that too. Remember the whole thing of I don't understand how you get to boxing? Like, how do you fail on swords? You're already in melee.
ヘリクスハイバー伯爵は油断がならない人物と聞いています万が一にも銃に細工がないかとキルヒアイスは慎重だな信頼している
Oh yeah, the thing I forgot to bring up during the thought stuff is that they already planned to silence the assassin to make sure that he's not like another his name starts with the H, the captain from the first thing who almost leaked everything.
それでそこで撃ち合う瞬間大きく左右どちらかに飛び相手の狙いをそらすのです
Well, also, if they expect you to jump to the right or left, it feels like you should just not move.
Yeah.
Because also, if they're aiming far to the right or far to the left, it seems like it's a 50-50 chance they're going to wildly miss you. Also a 50-50 chance they're going to shoot you right in the chest. Because that's where your right or left hand would have been.
He's not gonna do it.
一発目で決めるつもりでいるでしょうそれが外したとなるとさらに動揺し2発目の狙いにも影響するはずです
Well, I feel like the odds would be better in his favor if he didn't move.
Yeah.
Because it adds a variable on top of an already 50% chance. Well, it's more than 50% chance, but I'm just like boiling it down.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna do it.
Also, let's be fair, to the animation style, there's not going to be a lot of movement here, I feel like. Also, the gall to come to a duel wearing white.
Oh, that's not ominous. It's funny, this is a stupid consideration. When we were going over the rules last episode, I don't believe there was any rule against armor. No.
Wearing a
I think it was
bulletproof vest under my chest. Well, I'm just saying, they didn't say anything about it in the rules.
剣によって決着を図る。よろしいな。
承知。依存なし。
Also, you're not supposed to kill your opponent anyway, so why would, a little bit of armor be cheating?
Yeah, but I think part of it is taking the risk nonetheless, right?
ハイマー家とシャフハウゼン家の決闘を双方の代理人によって執り行う。
Right, that you're putting your life on the line, even if you're not supposed to get hurt, right? It's show of bravery, right? You're willing to take the chance that things could go wrong.
Screw that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll wear my full yellow outfit. come to the duel decked out in armor. Oh, we're moving to swords now? Hold on a second. Let me put on my knight's outfit. I love how they animated those three in the center all at once.
Ice!
Yeah, this is what I was talking about before when the assassin killed the other guy. This is why you need seconds. The dude who's counting in his head is at a disadvantage versus the guy who's counting out loud. And that dude died.
yeah. Is that who I think it is? No, it can't be.
I doubt it.
Explain why he's masked.
I don't know who you think it is. I thought it was weird that we focused on him for so long. No, because the other guy didn't have that hair color. Wow, I was like 100% wrong. Not only did he move to the left or the right, he 100%. He Captain Kirked it.
No, because he also
not
got hit in
only
the
are
arm.
they the ones sitting up front, they're the only ones with a box seat up front.
大事ない。お命に別状なくて何よりでした。しかしこちらの命が縮まるかと思いましたよ。お前のアドバイスのおかげだ。それとルッツ少佐だったか。彼が左腕を体の前に出すように言ってくれたおかげで助かった。
I got his rank right at
そう
least.
していなければ左胸を撃たれていたところだ。
Sticker tape. They clog your wounds with.
ヘルクスハイマー家の代理人は右肩、シャフハウゼン家の代理人は左腕を負傷。よってこの決闘はシャフハウゼン家の。あった！剣による立ち会いを所望。
This is the best match I've ever seen!
Told you that was gonna go.
This has to be like when boxing moved from standing still and punching to like, what the fuck is he doing? Is he moving around this guy? This is the best match I've ever seen! These aren't Queensberry rules.
相手がまだやるという以上拒めないわ。
シャフハウゼン家の代理人、いかに
望むところだ。待った、大罪人として要求する。その前に 傷の手当てを許していただきたい。
That's never been asked before.
ラインハルト様、お気をつけください。
Again, I don't understand how you lose in the swords and then have to go to boxing.
この必要さは尋常ではありません。
Get disarmed, I guess. Both of them get disarmed?
よかろう。双方傷の手当てを認める。
どうしましょう。怪我をさせちゃったわ。アンネローゼに恨まれるかしら。
この辺だ。よく探せや。
ちょっと何よあなたたち。
いや、さっき投げ捨てた掛け札がこっちの方へ。
トリュフを探す豚そっくりね。
幸い、
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Cut me, Mick. Cut me.
貫通力のない旧式の銃でよかった。しかし胸に当たっていれば心臓には達しています。
I don't know. I think I would have preferred the
致
blaster.
命傷ですよ。
Clean all the way through.
それが偶然狙いがそれたのか、もともと胸を狙ったものか。気をつけろとはそういう意味か。もはや安全弁は外れていると考えた方が良いでしょう。これは生死をかけた戦いですよ。
Yeah, we literally didn't cover anything about the sword fighting bit.
Yeah. But he might already be trained as a sword fighter.
ラインハルト様、
Well, no, I mean, when it
Yeah,
comes to
the-
dueling, like, you know, shoot
Yeah.
them in the shoulder and shit, like the specific places we were aiming for.
どんな敵にも。ラインハルト様。よし。大丈夫ですか。心配ない。それに剣を使うのは右だ。奴の方が利き腕を痛めている。万が一にも遅れを取ることはなかろう。キルヒアイス、剣だ。
双方前へ。
よかった。大事なさそうね。
I'm worried that she's too big of a fan and she's going to be killed before the show ever starts.
Yeah.
"ラインハルト様、大丈夫だ。傷があるのを忘れていた。
Oh, I thought he was legit just acting.
Yeah, I know.
相手の
Well, he's done it before.
深いと思うが、
Yeah.
長引かせたくはない。しかも相手に殺意があるとすれば、こちらも必殺の覚悟で行くしかない。
剣を合わせて。
So these are sabers, yeah.
始め。
You thought he had an opening.
And already winded.
だろうとこ。
Yeah.
銃は右で撃っていたから右利きだろう。左手でもあれほど使えるのか。ラインハルト様が押されている。
No one anticipates the ambidextrous guy.
I mean, he's an assassin. He has to be
剣の方が
ready.
本職ね。それにしてもあの男、小手先を狙ってきていない。殺されるわ。
うわー。よし、そこだ。行け。構わぬから顔に傷の一つもつけてやれ。
ラインハルト様。
By the way, to compare this to whatever the fuck Yang would be doing right now.
待て待て。その決闘を待った。何事。わしの荘園に勝手に。
この兵だわ。
双方とも剣を引け。勅命である。この決闘、皇帝陛下の命により中止を申し渡す。
Oh, did sister tell on you?
中止だと？
アンネローゼが陛下を動かしたのね。
ラインハルト様。
Oh,
キル
he's
ヒアイ
good.
ス。ラインハルト様、分かっております。
I mean, I can understand from a number of perspectives.
おこらえください。
Yeah.
Namely, he doesn't want to.
中止とはどういう
He
こと
didn't want to lean on his
採
name.
掘権のことはどうなる？
Yeah.
It's been the biggest thing so far.
皇帝陛下御自らのご裁断が下ったのだ。決闘は中止。採掘権の件は両者で折半せよとの仰せだ。折半？バカな。あのまま続けていればこちらが勝っていた。折半などで納得できるものか。皇帝陛下のご誓断である。帝国では皇帝陛下のご意志が全ての方に優先する。従わぬというなら無本と考えるがよろしいか。
Oh. Yeah. No, they're
it's-
left there like,
I mean, it's
They're
my
done.
understanding that the
Yeah.
future that is a coups, his word is
Yeah.
law.
yeah.
シャフハウゼン家の方はいかに。それはもう陛下のご聖壇に感謝するばかりでご
I
ざ
mean,
い
it's
ます。
50% of what we used to own, but it's
Yeah.
100% more than what we would have had.
これにてこの件は決着した。今後意思を構えることのなきよう。はっ。
ミューゼル隊、お怪我は？いや、大したことはありません。お役に立てなくて残念です。
とんでもない。あのままでは採掘権は全て失うところ。
Like you just said, better, half is better than nothing.
大義の功績です。
それと皇帝陛下を動かしてくださったのはアンネローゼ様に違いありません。お二人のおかげですわ。
さあ、ラインハルト様、正式な治療を受けに病院に参りましょう。
地上車を待たせてあるわ。使ってちょうだい。
ありがとうございます。お言葉に。
Sometimes it's
He's
hard to
aiming.
remember that they have like technology and shit.
Yeah,
ごめんな
yeah.
さいね。こんなに危険なものになるとは思わなくて。それにしても相手の決闘者あんなにムキになるなんて少し妙だったわね。
そうだ、あの男。腕が立つというから雇ったのに、なんだこの低たらくは。素人の小僧一人倒せんで、このわしに恥をかかせよって。わしの前に引っ立ててこい。成敗してくれる。
それがいつの間にやら姿が見え
I thought they would have killed him already.
どうやら蓄電したもののようで。
I mean, wouldn't they get? Ooh, those are expensive glasses.
No, what I said in the beginning, Glacier and what's her name?
ラインハルト様、
They said to make sure that he didn't talk like the other guy
Yeah.
who almost did.
あんな
So they were
Yeah,
going
but they
to
wouldn't-
take care of him.
しまってほしい。
Yeah.
おや、珍しく弱気ですね。そうじゃない。
So I have no doubt they're going to kill him. I just doubt they would have done it so quickly.
疲れた。出してくれ。キルヒアイス、肩を貸せ。着いたら起こせよ。
Oh. Oh, cute.
やれやれ。本当にお疲れなのだな。
I mean, blood loss
事
and all
件は
that.
こうして終わった。ラインハルトもキルヒアイスもそう考えて、
Except that we all knew there was an extra episode after this one.
Yeah.
公爵夫人に伝えるがいい。依頼は必ずやり遂げると。そして今度は俺のやり方でやらせてもらう。だから一切の手出しは無用だ。わかったな。
Oh, that's a doctor, I think.
Glacier?
Yeah.
This is the rare case where one of those masks
ま
did
だ
fucking fool
去ったわけ
somebody.
ではなかった。
Namely me, because I still don't know if that's Glacier or not.
It was an interesting turn of events, but it also kind of felt like we got cheated, right?
That's not
But-
Glacier at all. Sorry, I still have the board up over here.
Oh, is that
Glacier
Glacier?
doesn't. Glacier doesn't have his mustache. Glacier has like that full, all the way down and around sort of thing. Also a
Okay.
different color, maybe, but also not even the same face. Like, if Glacier was a real life person, I would describe him as having jowls.
Yeah. Well,
So,
although had this been a duel where he wins, it would have been the last episode and not the second to last. He wouldn't have moved up the So yeah.
well, again, they didn't kill him yet, so obviously there was more to go.
I mean, but the whole idea was to kill them in the duel, right?
No, I was talking about the
When
assassin.
that failed, yeah, well, yeah.
No, I'm
Well, I
talking about
guess
they didn't
because-
kill the assassin yet. I'm assuming that
they
loose
didn't-
end is going to be handled before the this 4-episode bit is done with.
Yeah.
Because we don't handle loose ends in the backstory stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Not unless it's like a character that's, I guess, supposed to be important later.
I don't know. Still, it kind of felt a little bit like a cop out. I guess they were setting up the expectations, and it does make sense the duel would end this way if Anne Rose actually has more pull with the Kaiser than just being,
Well, we know
there.
from episode 1 of him that he doesn't want to, get by on the name or his
No,
connection to Anne
that's
Rose,
true.
which is why he's
That's
so
true.
angry.
Yeah, that tracks. It's just that Anne Rose would be able to convince the Kaiser to stop the situation before it got to this far.
Yeah,
Well,
see?
気持ちに整理をつけるべくクロワントの男からの再選の申し込みに応じてしまう。だがそれは背後で糸を引く者の思惑にはまることだった。次回銀河英雄伝説外伝決闘者第4話。守るべきものは誇りか夢かそれとも愛か。
Well, Dream doesn't have to be protected because I've watched too much of Sandman. Love, I guess?
Yes.
Not so much in this show, Reinhardt.
Well, Pride, certainly.
Well, no, Pride's what they're doing. So I
Yeah.
guess Pride has to be the answer because it's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
However, Siegfried is pointing a gun at the guy, so still maybe love.
Mm-hmm. That too.
But yeah, no, sorry, I had a thought and then it escaped me as I was watching that because mine came from before while you were talking about the other stuff, and then I focused all my attention on the next time on.
Oh yeah. I was saying that it still kind of felt like a little cop out. I mean, it does make sense for her to try to save his brother, right? It also makes sense that he's not gonna like it. But the setup of the duel is like, yeah, this is a prequel, so then he's not gonna die. So, I think at least we don't know how it happens in the last episode of this arc, but it feels it would have been much better or classic to resolve it in the duel, right? As opposed to, oh well, somebody interrupted the duel, so I guess we got to do it another way, right?
Well, I mean, it's exactly what I said before, where I came up with how this would go down, and then had to backtrack, like, oh wait, no, my plan was too good. Reinhardt would die, and that obviously can't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love this show so much more if Reinhardt did die in the backstory.
Yeah,
then
but
we
that
do all of this, and then we find out that the Reinhardt in the show is a different guy. Not like a different dude named Reinhardt, but like Siegfried's like, no, we can't let Anna Rose know that her brother died. And then like grooms some other guy to be the Reinhardt that he knew. And it's some other guy trying to live up to Reinhardt's like whatever Siegfried thought of Reinhardt. Yeah. So I mean that would be a gutsy move. I would like that's the kind of shit that I would live for. The just sudden rug pull. Like what? He can't fucking die. This is a fucking backstory. And like
so he's gonna char it basically.
Well, no. No, well, for one, Char's not trying to be Char.
Yeah.
And
He just
it's not like
pretended
a
to be Char.
rug pull. That would be if what was his name? Caswell. That'd be like if Caswell died in the first episode, and Sayla was somehow the mastermind behind finding someone that looked like her kid brother.
Well, she's the youngest.
Yeah, I know. That's why this is weird.
Yeah. She's the kid sister. Anyway,
But it'd be
well,
the
I
example,
guess
though.
it would be if she then recruited the actual Char to take her brother's place.
I mean, it all falls apart. We know what the actual Char is like. Actual Char would never be Char.
Yeah.
Because he was like,
But it would try.
he's flippant, he loud, he cries a lot, he's
Yeah.
none of the things that we know Char to be.
Yeah. But if he's grooming him to be that, then
Well,
perhaps.
he couldn't, though. By the way, time works. Because the Char that we know is a guy that comes after him. So you can't groom a guy to be somebody who didn't exist in the first place. Because you wouldn't know about that guy to groom someone to be like him.
If her brother really died in that shuttle explosion, and Char survived somehow, the actual Char Aznable, and she found out about it because she was the mastermind, then he was like, okay, you two still look alike. When the time comes, I'm, through school and all that, I'm going to groom
But
you
I
to
also
be.
had no idea what Char's actual plan was to know to groom you to be this. But also,
I mean, she's the
all the
mastermind. It would be
elements,
her plan.
all the elements
not
that
his
I
plans.
didn't want Char to be. Remember, I
Well,
literally just
we
jumped in
have
front of him with a stick with nails on it to stop him from being that guy.
Yeah, but once you put her as the mastermind, then you switching in many ways roles, right? She's the brains behind the whole situation. So Char being Casval being the brains behind the thing, right? Instead of
This
being
doesn't
Casval,
work because, again, you can't groom somebody to be a guy who doesn't exist. Well, you can't groom somebody to be a guy who doesn't exist yet. Like, we don't have, we're in the past. The badass Char that we know doesn't exist, so you can't model somebody off of a guy who doesn't exist. Specifically in a temporal position, because that guy never existed yet. And you have no concept of him existing at all. There's nobody like that.
Yeah, no, but the thing is that she would be going to be Casval. In other words, the heir apparent to Xeon.
The only way this would work for me is if she was a child and we keep seeing her drawing in a notebook and she's drawing pictures of Char in the present day and she's been planning for childhood to make this guy, and that's when she gets her actual brother killed to make other Char into the guy she's been dreaming of, because she's been having a real problem oh man, my dream guy is my fucking brother, and that's not going to work for me. Oh, but here's this other guy who looks exactly like him. I'll mold him into the man that I wanted all these years. God, a lot of my things go into incest for some reason.
I mean, the show. Never mind. I'm not gonna. No, I'm not touching that.
No, just realizing it was that whole.
Yeah.
Well, God, what show was it that we were watching that I was like, oh no, it's Macross. Where if we're cloning a bunch of people and then we put them in foster families, technically your foster brother, foster sister aren't blood related to you. So, and we need to repopulate the human species. So,
I mean, I accidentally did it in.
You accidentally did what?
In Seed. In Seed.
You did what? What's your Seed?
No, I'm talking about Gundam Seed. Yeah, let me finish. Remember when I was pairing Kira with I keep messing her now.
Kigali. We all fucking did that. I did that.
Yeah.
It's because
so they showed.
To be fair though, you're going from the movies, which is going really fast.
Yeah.
Where I'm in the thing, and it's well, they're hugging each other. She's being considerate about his emotional status.
Yeah.
like they're a good match, and then it's just like, oh no, turns out you're like related, so fucked off.
Yeah. So a Princess Leia situation, basically. Oh, he's your brother, and he's your twin brother. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. As it turns out, I'm the one, because I went back and watched for some reason, I'm the one who suggested that Athrun was a better match to Kira than Lacus.
Oh,
I'm anti-Lacus, so it's just not going around that.
they're not that kind of. It's not that type of story, not a yaoi story. So
Could be. We got nothing against Kira and Lacus, it's just not how it works. Sorry. I do have a lot against that Kira and Lacus.
Because
I
you don't
had
like
nothing
Lacus.
against Kira and Athrun if they wanted to go that way. They just didn't. So they're
It's
like,
because you don't like Lacus.
what? Well, no, I don't like Lacus because what she did to Athrun. It's mainly that. It's like she chose to go with Kira. We'll save it for the seed. We're way off the rails on
Yeah.
on Legend of the Galactic Heroes
Galactic.
already. Yeah.
Yeah.
That everything you got?
Yeah, that basically is it.
All right.
It's it.
All right. Well, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stone Faced Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye bye.